Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And in order to get started, either come into a comfortable seated position, or you can lay down on your back. Just splay out the arms and splay out the legs. And just come into a comfortable, either seated or lying down position. Let your back be nice and straight. Your head, neck, and shoulders in a nice straight line. And close your eyes. Just take a moment and check in with yourself. Notice how your body feels today. Check in with your thoughts, your feelings. Just noticing as if you were a casual observer. Check in with your neck and throat. Bring some awareness to your chest and shoulders. Let your arms be relaxed. Notice the space in your abdomen, in your pelvis. Notice any sensations you may feel in your legs and feet. And scan up through the back of your body. Noticing any tension in the back of the head. And bring your awareness to the breath. Let the breath be deep. Feel it filling up your belly on your inhales and relaxing back down on your exhales. Just noticing if your breath feels smooth, choppy. Noticing if your breath is smoothly flowing from your inhales into your exhales and back into the inhales again. Or if maybe there's still a little pause there. Just notice. And trying to keep the attention on the breath as you move through the practice today. Gently begin to bring in some gentle movement, wiggling the fingers and toes. Let the head be heavy and just give it a slight little rock from side to side. It's nice and gentle. Just noticing if there's any tension there. And softly open the eyes. And on your next inhale, if you're seated, go ahead, or if you're lying down, go ahead and make your way up to a seated position. You can use a cushion or a blanket to sit on to make it a little more comfortable. And then as you come up to your seated position on your next inhale, begin to bring that right arm up and overhead. And on your exhale, bring it back down. Pairing the movement with the breath. So inhaling, reaching up and over. Exhaling, nice and slowly coming back down. Bringing that breath all the way into those ribs and up into the armpit. And then gently coming back down. The next time you come up, go ahead and hold. Keep those shoulders back. Breathing in and out through the nose. Feel that breath opening up that right side of your body. Keep long through the neck. Notice any sensations you may feel. And then on your next exhale, bring that arm back down, nice and slow. On your next inhale, bring that left arm up and overhead. On the exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, reaching up, breathing deep. Exhale, coming back down. Pairing your movement with the breath. Getting that full breath all the way down into your belly. The next time you come up to the top, hold it here. Breathe. Nice deep breaths. Feel the space coming into those ribs inside. And then gently coming back down. And then we're gently going to make our way up into a tabletop position. You can set your cushion or your any props that you're using over to the side. Come into a tabletop position. As you inhale, drop the belly down, lift the head and tailbone. As you exhale, drop the head and tailbone and arch up into cat. Inhale, drop the belly down. Exhale, arch up into cat. Inhaling down. Exhaling, arch and back up. The next time you come to center, go ahead and hold. Lengthen out through the neck, pulling the crown of the head towards the front of the room.
On your exhale, drop those hips to the right and then drop the ear to the shoulder, but keeping that neck nice and long. So you're creating a little C with the back. And then inhale back through center and exhale, drop to the left side. Look in between the hands. Keep that neck nice and long. Inhaling through center, exhaling, dropping to the side. Nice deep breaths, pairing the movement with the breath. The next time you come into the center, go ahead and pause. And on that next inhale, bring that right elbow so that it's coming up towards the side. On the exhale, come back to the center. And then moving to the opposite side. Inhale, elbow up. Exhale, hand back to the floor. Inhaling up. Exhaling, coming back down. The next time you come back to the right, if you'd like to add on, you can bring the elbow up and then extend that arm all the way. And then exhale, bend the arm and bring it back down. Other side, bend at the elbow, straighten, bend, and coming back down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. One more to each side here. And then when you complete on both sides, come back to the center. And with the hands underneath the shoulders, we're going to press that right foot back behind us. I'm going to move so you can see me on the video here. Press that right foot back behind us and square those hips off with the ground. Engage through the lower belly, so draw the belly button towards the spine and then lift that right leg up off the ground. Flexing the foot, pressing out through the heel and pressing out through the crown of the head. Breathe deep down into the belly, in and out through the nose. And then release down to center. Stretch that left leg back behind, keeping the neck nice and long, looking down in between the hands. Draw the belly button in towards the spine and then lift that left leg off the ground. Toes pointing down, reaching out through the crown of the head like you're trying to pull the crown of your head and your heel away from each other. Breathe deep into the belly. And then release back down. Coming back to the right side, press that right leg back, engage the lower belly, lift the leg, and then if you're feeling stable and comfortable, you can reach out with that left arm, so opposite arm, with the palm facing in. Reaching out through the fingertips and reaching out through that heel. Breathing deep into the belly, in and out through the nose. And then come back to center. Press that left leg back. Engage the lower belly. Lift the left leg. And then if it feels okay, reaching out with that right arm. Pulling the right arm and pulling the crown of the head towards the opposite side of the room of the heel of the foot, like you're trying to pull them away from each other. Relax the jaw and then come back to center. Curl the toes under. Press into the knuckles of your hands and press your hips back and away. Lengthening through the spine into a downward dog, keeping the knees bent here. Pressing away, and let that neck just kind of hang here. Make sure that there's not any pressure on the neck. Push the shoulders down away from the ears. Breathe deep into the belly. And then gently walk those feet to meet the hands and roll yourself nice and gently up into a standing position. Coming into standing, we'll start with some shoulder rolls. So keep nice and loose in those knees. As you roll your shoulders back, you can sway side to side. Just make sure those knees are nice and soft. And then pause and roll the shoulders to the front. Again, soft in the knees. Relax your jaw. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then bring those arms and scissor them across and just alternate which one goes on top. And bring in a little bounce here. And just shake it all out. Let the arms go wherever the arms go and just be nice and loose here. This is really good for getting the tension out of the upper back. Shoulder rolls and arm swings, which we all have, especially when it comes to winter and we tend to shrug our shoulders like this. This is really good to try and let some of that tension go. Let's bring those hands back in. Step the feet just a little bit wider apart, hands on the hips, and bring in some hip circles here. So again, stay nice and loose in the knees and just circle those hips around like you're trying to scrape all the sides of a big barrel, as big as you can. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then pause and go the opposite direction. And then coming back into the center, we're going to bring in some marches. So march, but swinging the opposite arm. It's really good for your coordination. And again, be nice and loose in those arms. Bring the knees up as high as you want to go. And then coming back to center. And let's find our mountain pose here. So feet hip width apart. So straight down from the hips. Give those shoulders a roll back and down and pull the shoulder blades together in the back. Keep those knees nice and soft and just play around here a little bit. Maybe give a little rock forward and back and side to side and try and find where you're right in the center of those feet with equal pressure on all the outsides of your feet. Take a moment. Feel your balance. And then on your next inhale, we'll slowly begin to come up on the toes. And as you exhale, come back down. And try and pair this movement with the breath. And take nice deep breaths. So as you inhale, come up, up, up on the toes. And as you exhale, come down, 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 nice and slowly. Strengthening the ankles. Up, up, up. And down, down, down. If you stumble around a little bit, that's normal. You can add in some arms if you're feeling stable, maybe halfway.
maybe all the way. Whatever your body says that it can do. It's important to listen to your body. Let's do one more. And then I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see me, but you can step forward with your right foot. We're just going to do a little rock back and forth here. And keeping those feet kind of like they're on train tracks, so they're not directly behind each other. They're kind of like you're on a train track, a little bit apart from each other. And feel around for that place where you feel where your hips are square with the front of your mat. And once you find that spot, go ahead and land your feet. Bring the hands to the hips and then bend and straighten through that front knee. Both toes are facing forward, the back toe slightly out to the side. Maybe a 45-degree angle. Bend and straighten. And as you're bending, pay attention to where the knee is going in relevance to the ankle. And if you find that your knee is going out past where your ankle is, kick that foot out a little bit farther. That protects your knee. And then when you find a good spot, go ahead and pause. And then on your next inhale, bring those arms up and overhead. And turn those pinkies slightly so that they're facing in towards each other. And just notice, you can kind of play around with it a little bit here, but just notice how it changes the muscles in your arm. And find a place that feels good for you. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears, a slight gaze up to maybe the corner of the room. On your next inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, tip from the hip, lead with the chest, and bring those arms back behind your body. Palms are going to be pressing towards the back. And then as you inhale, come back up. As you exhale, tip from the hip, lead with the chest, pressing back behind you. Inhaling up, exhaling, coming back down. This time as you come down, go ahead and hold here. Breathe deep down into the belly, lengthen through the spine, pull the shoulder blades together in the back. And then come up. And just slide that back foot up a little bit. I'm going to slide back so you can see me a little better. Keeping those arms with the shoulder blades pressed together in the back. And tip forward and balance on that front leg. Again, keep it soft so it's not locked out, but straight. And then see if you can lift that back leg just a little bit off the ground here. Flexed foot, hands back behind you. Check on your balance. You can come out at any time. It's okay and normal to wobble around a little bit. And then go ahead and set that foot back down. And bring those feet together and give them a little shake. And then we'll come into the other side. So this time, bring the left leg to the front and give it a little rock, front and back. Squaring off those hips. Feet like railroad tracks. And when you find that spot where your hips feel like they're facing to the front, go ahead and land the feet. Hands to the hips.
and bend and straighten that front leg. Square off the hips. Our natural tendency is for this hip to kind of try and come back behind us, fight that, and push it forward and push this hip back, and try and square them off so they're even with the front of your mat. Again, watch where your knee comes in relation to your ankle. And when you find a good spot, go ahead and pause. Sink down in. And then inhale those arms up and overhead. And again, just play around by pulling that pinky in and just seeing how that feels on your arms. Find a good spot that works for you. Breathe deep down into the belly. And then inhale, reach up. As you exhale, tip from the hip, folding forward, leading with the chest. Inhaling up. Exhaling. Pressing those arms back behind you, pulling the shoulder blades together. Inhale up. Exhale. This time, hold. Pull the shoulder blades together. Check on those hips. Make sure that back hip isn't trying to press out. Breathe deeply. Notice any sensations you feel in your legs or your back. And then coming back up. Step that back foot up a little bit. And again, balancing on that left leg. Pressing the hands back behind you and seeing if you can lift that flexed foot just a little bit here. Only go as far as your body will let you go. Breathe into the belly, in and out through the nose. And then go ahead and set it back down and give those legs a little shake. And step those feet a little wider apart here and just give yourself a little twist and a little tap on the kidneys and the back as you twist, lifting up that opposite heel. And we're slowly going to make our way down. Twist it out, throw those arms out. And then when you're ready, coming down one knee at a time. And then coming down onto your belly. Bringing the arms up under your forehead, and you can either cross at the forearms or you can cross at the hands. Whatever feels the best on your shoulders. And let your head relax on your hands. And just take a moment here and breathe into your belly. Full deep breaths in and out through the nose. Feeling your belly pressing into the ground as you inhale. And falling back away as you exhale. Now inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, begin to squeeze your sit bones together. So squeezing your glutes or your booty. And when you do that, you're going to feel your legs kind of rolling in towards each other. So engaging all the way down through the legs. And then as you inhale, release that back out. So exhale, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your booty, squeeze it all in. And then as you inhale, release it back out. And try and pair the movement with your breath here. So as you're squeezing, as you're exhaling, squeeze, 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 so that it's at the heart, the hardest squeeze you can do at the end of your exhale. And then as you inhale, release, 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 nice and slowly, so that it's completely released at the end of your inhale, and then you start again. So trying to make it a slow progression. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then release, release, release. Go ahead and release. And then we're going to add on to this. So keeping your hands under your forehead. This time we're going to inhale. On the exhale, squeeze everything in. On the inhale, lift the legs up off of the floor and press the pubic bone down into the ground. On the exhale, drop the legs down towards the ground, and then inhale, release the squeeze. Exhale, squeeze everything in. Inhale, lift the legs. Exhale, the legs back down, and then inhale, release the squeeze. Again, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And inhale, release the squeeze. Take a break and take a breath. And then we're going to add in some arms. So bringing those arms so that your elbows are tucked in close to your body and your hands come down by your shoulders, forehead on the ground. Lengthen out through the neck. Inhale. As you exhale, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, lift the feet and lift the chest and shoulders up off the ground, pressing the hands into the ground. As you exhale, bring the head and the feet back down. And then as you inhale, release the squeeze. So exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, release the squeeze. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, release. Take a moment and take a breath. And let's do that one more time. Inhale, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lift. And this time, let's hold in this lift. So pressing the shoulder blades together, lengthen out through the spine, breathing deep into the belly, pressing the pubic bone into the ground and holding that squeeze. Feel your body moving as you breathe. And then on your next exhale, release back down. And then bring those hands back under your head, pick up those feet, and just windshield washer the feet from side to side. And then set those feet down. Bring your hands down by your shoulders and press yourself back into a child's pose. You can set your head down on the mat. If that doesn't work for you, you can stack your fists. Or if you have a block, you could use a block. And just relax through the shoulders and let the back just relax down wherever it would fall. You might need to pull those knees apart and make a little space for your body. And then gently roll yourself up to a seated position. Sit your hips off to one side and bring those feet out in front of you. Take your right leg, pull that right leg in towards your chest, sitting up nice and tall. Bring the left arm around and hug that knee with the left arm. Then the right arm is going to come up overhead and back behind you. You can tent your hand like this on the ground to get a little space. If you have a block or a cushion, you could also use that to help get a little taller. And then twisting slowly from the bottom of the spine and working your way up to the head and neck, only as far as your body will let you go. Keep the foot flexed and active. If you feel any cramping or pinching, then back off a little. You've gone a little too far. And then slowly make your way back towards the front. Set that right leg down and bring the left leg in. Bring the right arm around and hug in that leg. Left arm up and overhead, bringing it back behind you. On your inhale, see if you can get a little taller. And on your exhales, twisting maybe a little farther. Breathe deep into the belly. And then slowly making your way back to the front. Set that foot down, flexing through both of the feet. Bring those hands back behind you. Draw the shoulder blades together in the back. And then start to tip forward, tipping from the hips, but only go as far as you can go without dropping those shoulders down. Keep those shoulder blades together in the back. Keep the feet flexed. And that may not be very far or at all, depending on your body and your flexibility. And that's okay. You're still going to feel the stretch. Even if you can hardly go anywhere at all, that's fine and normal. So lengthen out through the crown of the head, pulling the toes back towards the nose, and breathing deep into the belly. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and collapse those shoulders down to wherever they may fall. If you don't reach all the way to your toes, that's no problem. Just let them fall wherever they fall. Let your head hang. And just let your body relax as much as it can into this posture. Breathe deep into the belly and feel your body move as you breathe. And then slowly roll yourself up. And continue rolling down onto your back. Coming all the way down onto your back. And bring those feet to the floor. Setting the heels on the floor. And if you have a block, you can put it between your knees. If you don't have a block, then just take your fist and put it up between your knees and just notice that your knees are about fist width apart. And then lying down, pull the shoulder blades together in under your back. And you may want to bring those feet a little closer if that works for you. Hands by the side, palms facing down. And on the next inhale, pressing strongly into the feet, pick the hips up off the ground. And then as you exhale, coming back down to the floor. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, bring it back down. Pairing the movement with the breath. Next time you come up to the top, go ahead and hold. And you may be able to walk those feet back a little farther, maybe not. You may want to bend at your elbows and reach those fingertips towards the ceiling and maybe press into the forearms. That can help lift the hips a little higher. Relax the jaw and the neck. Press the knees down towards the bottom of the mat. Breathing deeply. And then on your next exhale, slowly lower back down, one vertebrae at a time. Then bring those knees into your chest and give yourself a little rock from side to side, hip to hip and shoulder to shoulder. Holding on to the knees and circle the knees around in one direction, giving the lower back a nice little massage. And then go the opposite direction. And then holding on to that right leg, press the left leg out and keeping both feet flexed. Pull that knee in towards your chest. Flexing both feet. Feel the belly pressing into the leg as you breathe. And then bring that left arm across onto your right leg. Bring your right arm out into a T and bring that knee across the midline. It's not going to come all the way down. It's just a little bit across the midline here. You can hold on to your pant leg or your leg, whatever works for you. Breathing deep into the belly. And then inhale back to center. Go ahead and set that right leg down and then bring in the left knee. Hugging it in, flexing through both feet. Breathing deep into the belly. Relax the jaw and the throat. And then reaching that right arm onto that left leg. Bring it across the midline and then bringing that left arm out into T position. And then on your next inhale, bring that back in, slide the foot down, reach those arms up overhead, and give yourself a nice full body stretch here, reaching out through the hands, reaching out through the feet. Inhale in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Inhale, and on your next exhale, bring those arms out and down by your sides. And just give the arms a little wiggle and give the legs a little wiggle and let them fall wherever they fall. If you have props that you'd like to use for Shavasana, maybe a cushion or a bolster under your knees, or a light towel or pillow under your neck, you can go ahead and grab that. If not, then just stay where you are. Close your eyes. And let your body just melt down into the ground. Taking a moment to notice if anything feels different now than it did at the beginning of class. And bringing your awareness to your breath. The deep and steady breath coming down into your belly. And bring your awareness to the crown of the head. And let the crown of the head sink down towards the floor. Let any wrinkles in the forehead melt away. Let the eyes sink into their sockets. Relax the cheeks and the ears. And notice the nose. And feel the cooling sensation of the breath on your inhales and the warming sensation on your exhales. Excuse me. Relax the jaw. Soften down through the throat. Let the collarbones sink down towards the floor. Relax the shoulders. Let the arms be heavy. Let the hands be relaxed. The slightly curled fingers. Coming back up through the elbow.
back into the shoulder joints. Bring your awareness to the space in your chest. If you feel any tightness, just send the breath there. And invite yourself to let go a little bit. Notice the space in your abdomen, in your pelvis. Soften down through the legs and into the feet. Coming up through the soles of the feet, up the back of the legs, back of the hips. Soften through your lower back. Relax your upper back. Back of the neck. Back of the head. And back to the crown of the head. And as you breathe, breathe into all of those spaces in the body as if your whole body is breathing. Feel your body being nourished with positive energy on your inhales. And feel it cleansing out any toxins or negativity on your exhales. If you find that your mind begins to wander, just recognize that you're having a thought. Give yourself permission to bring your attention back to your breath. Gently begin to deepen the breath. Bring in some gentle movement, wiggling the fingers and toes. Let the head be heavy and give it a little rock from side to side. If there's anything that your body feels like it still needs to stretch, go ahead and give it a stretch. And then slowly rolling over onto one side in the fetal position. Take a few breaths and thank yourself for your practice today. And then when you're ready, pressing up into a seated position and bringing your hands into prayer. Om Shanti, peace. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. May there be peace in our hearts. May there be peace in our minds. May there be peace in our bodies. And may there be peace in the words that we speak. And take a moment and bow to honor that light in yourself. And honor the light in others. Namaste.